Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Bead Tube today. I appreciate you stopping by and hanging out with me a little bit. What have you guys got going on today? I hope you're having a great day. Well, today I want to make some of these bracelets that I'm going to be dropping off at the dirty soda place that I'm a vendor at. And so I will be having these bracelets there for sale for $3. And so I want to make some more. I have some, these are all made with yellow, orange, and pink beads. And then they all have some kind of little polymer clay, like a duck, well, a flower, a yin yang sign, another duck, another yin yang sign, and another flower. So I want to make some in different colors, like some with blues and greens and stuff like that. So that's what I'm going to work on today. I have these 6 made, but I would like to make, some in different colors, like some with some blues and greens and just things like that. And so first, I think I'm going to pick out the charm, the polymer clay little charms, and then I can make bracelets kind of around that. So I want to pick out some that little boys might like. That's what I need to pick out. Okay, here's a frog. Here's some little frog faces. Those are cute. Let's see if I could do 2 little frogs. And let me just see what else I got going on here. What are these? Is that little astronauts? Sometimes, oh, here's some, like a little, I think it's a little cat face. That must be, I don't know what that is. Sometimes that's the drawback, that these are little, and sometimes it's just hard to know what they are. Here is a little bear face. I think some little animals would be good, so this is the jackpot right here. Let me just see what all is in. I'm trying to dig in this one right here. And sometimes it's hard to get down in there. Let me just get some of these animal faces out, and then I can do beads. And I do have a spoon. Oh, I didn't bring it with me. Wait, I have one right here. I do have a spoon, but it's really, these little holes on this is not that great. Yeah, that's not helpful. This particular container came from Amazon. I like the ones from Hobby Lobby that are $2.99. Way better than these. These, the holes are so little. The ones at Hobby Lobby are less sections, but bigger holes. And I thought I wanted more sections, and then I was like, no, I should have stuck with the ones from Hobby Lobby. So I won't be ordering these again. I will be getting, if I get any more, I will be getting them at Hobby Lobby for $2.99. Here's some little dog paw prints. So let me just pick out some of these that's not pink. Or orange. I mean, I feel like I have enough of that color bracelet. So I'm trying to pick out some that, are different colors. Let's see. There's a black. It would go with any colors. So I'm just going to sit here tonight. I'm done with everything else I was doing for today, and I'm just going to make little bracelets and just have some fun. I hope to get, well, I was trying to get this lime green one out. I hope to get several of these bracelets made up in just different colors and such. Oh, these little smiley faces would be good ones too. And I know my hand comes right in front of the camera, but yeah. So I'm going to get, Yeah, I'm actually going to try to make up all these little beads I have here that I'm getting out. Oh, let's see. Trying to get some that kids, like an avocado. Those are really cute beads, but is a kid going to want an avocado? Probably not. I just had an avocado for dinner tonight. Big Daddy, I had one that was ripe enough for him to squish it all up and add a little mayonnaise and some salt and pepper. And that's what I ate for supper tonight, dinner, whatever you call it. And it was really, really yum. I love avocados. All right. That's an interesting one. Black. Some of those, I thought some of them was round, and but I'm picking up all squares. But I thought I had different. I thought I even had heart-shaped ones. Oh, that's a round one. No, it ain't. Never mind. Just ignore what I'm saying. Oh, here's some mushrooms. Those are really cute. I thought I was gonna try to pick out some like all in the same. Like I was gonna pick out some that would go with like a bunch of blues or whatever colors. But I ended up picking out all different colors here. And then here, this would go good with some purple. But I think I'll just sit here tonight and just make up beads and have fun. Probably find me something to watch on a streaming channel on Netflix or something. I'll probably just try to find me something on there to watch and have fun. But if I mix like some purple and blue, it would be nice to have several of these beads lined up that would go with purple and blue. And then I could just use all of those and then do another batch of, green and yellow. And then have something here, that goes with that. I mean, I'm just throwing some colors out there. And I'll just throw some of these down there just in case I get to those colors. They're all really, really cute. I don't have any favorites though. How many frogs did I get? I'm gonna get one more frog. I don't know how well that will be popular, but they are cute. Thought I had some little octopus, but they must be in a different one. And I was just trying to use up some that's in these. Just because I've got some ducks already. And I did get some hearts. There's another heart. I could do a red mushroom and maybe a pink mushroom. If I can get it out. There. I'll get that one. Alright, let me see. Now it's time to pick the colors of the beads. I think I'll go with something for that frog first. I have the whole side of my desk over here is cleaned off. And so that's fun. Different. Very unusual. But it is. It's all cleaned off. And so I have these lined up over here so I can look and see. Alright, which charm am I going to do first? I think like these frogs. What have I got that goes with green? Any of this will go with green. I have that green mushroom. And here's a green dog paw. Any of that will go with greens. So let me just look and see what colors I want to mix together. That's fun. I like mixing colors together and just coming up with something. Okay, I have, for those froggies, I'm going to throw in some of this dark green. Yeah, that's the bad part about it, is the spoons don't fit down in here. Next time, when I ever get this empty, I will take these out, every other one, so that I have bigger compartments. But I can't do that now because the slightest bit of raising those up, literally, they just fall, you know. Pretty much, when I did the yellow, pink, and orange, when I did those bracelets, I used the whole thing of each color. And so I'm okay with doing that because I want to use these up. And I'm going to throw several colors in here. I'm going to throw a little blue and some white, I believe. Wow. You can see it takes me a little bit of time to get these in here. I'm going to be giving this bead spinner another try, and if it doesn't work out that well, I'm going to just dump the beads into a bowl. I already have it here sitting. And then I'm just going to string them onto my needle. So if it doesn't go very well, I have a backup plan. Oh, goodness. I'm getting another little hangnail on my thumb there. That's one of the reason why I hadn't been crocheting, is because I had a hangnail on this thumb and a hangnail on this thumb. This one's healed up. This one is still a little tender, but it's healing up. And now, all of a sudden, I'm getting another one over here. And so I was taking a little break from crocheting to let all that heal up, and yeah, I'm not happy about that. Getting another one. Anyway, okay, so that's some green. There's a little bit more green in here, and I was gonna try to get them all, but whew, yeah, my fingers are doing the best they can. Okay, now I'm gonna take what blue am I gonna put with that? I'm gonna put just a turquoise blue with it. Yeah, so we have green, and it's a dark green, so this is going to kind of lighten it up a little bit. I hope y'all packed a lunch. I hope you have a project to work on, and a drink and a snack or whatever, and let's just hang out today. And you work on any craft you want to work on. And I'm going to work on making these bracelets, but hey, let's have fun and just chill. Okay, and I'm going to add some white in with that. And I might even add other colors later, but right now I'm going to start with these colors. I think I had some white in here, yeah. And next time I go to Hobby Lobby, I do need to grab some more white, because I feel like I probably will use white a lot. And I have different shades of white here, so I'm just putting some in. You might think, well, why would she put green and blue and white together? I think it'll turn out okay. Yeah, you know, I'm just mixing colors. Mainly for those frogs first. That's the ones I'm going to do first. And then I'm going to transform these into other colors and add more colors to them as I get going. Alright, we listen to... And I might get more frogs out if it's working out good and not being a headache. I don't have to use the spinner thing, but it would make it easier. It really would. Okay. My arm's giving out over here. Okay, I didn't get all the white, but I wanted to, but I just feel like I need to let it go. Alright, let me see if we can stir these around. Okay, and this does work best when you have a lot of beads in it. I've noticed and found out if you have just a little bit in it, the needle really don't pick them up. But then if you have too much, they might fly out. I'm not sure, but let's see. I already have my needle strong, and it is a beading needle. Oh, and also these are polymer clay beads. This is just little clay beads. You could also use seed beads for this or clay beads. Either one works fine. And it is picking them up. Okay, it picked up a lot of green and white and no blue. I may not have enough blue in there. Let's see if it'll pick up. I may have to add some more blue. No, it's getting some now. Oops. It got a few blue. Okay. And then a green. And I see I can just put them... Well, I can just put them on the needle like that. But I want to get some blue on here and get a blue one, a couple blues, and then I'm going to put a frog head on it. Okay, and this doesn't move unless I move it. It's there, it stays in place. It's not like moving around or anything like that. Alright. Well, let me see if I can just get some blues, because I don't want to put the green frog head right next to the dark green. I want it to stand out. And so I want to I just want to do some blues, and then I'm going to put the frog head, and then I could either do blues or whites on the other side. It's hard to... The way this bowl is curved, and it's hard to get in there to get what you want. Now, of course, I didn't pull out anything I was looking for. Wouldn't you know, I got one blue out of that. Okay, I have 3 blues, so that's good. And then I'm going to put this frog head on here, and then maybe some whites on the other side of that. And so that's the only thing I'm planning on this. Is just, I thought that little frog head that is green would just stand out a little better if it wasn't next to the greens. So I could have put white on each side or blue on each side, but I just chose to do some blues and then some whites. Okay, now we're going to pick up a few more. The trick is you got to hold this down in there, but not like right now. I don't even have it down in the beads. You got to hold it down in here, but you don't want to scrape the bottom. And they got to be down in the beads though. So that's why you need kind of a thickness of beads there. I think these colors are turning out cute together. They're really just random. Here I picked up 2 green, a white, a blue, a white, and 2 green. That's just coincidence. So sometimes it might look like something was planned, but it really wasn't. And I am doing these child size, not, when I make a bracelet for myself, I usually do 7.5 inches because that's comfortable. It's not tight, it's not too big, it's just there. So that works good for me, but for a child, I'm going to do about 6 inches. And these are geared, my audience for these are children. That was a bummer. Okay, let me see. And so I do have a thing over here I'm going to set over and measure and just see where I'm falling on that 6 inches that I'm wanting to do. I may be there already. And I like my little frog face right in there. Okay, let me see. Yeah, that will give me 6 inches for sure. Really, it gives me about 7. So I could take a few off, but I'm just going to leave them on. I'm not going to take off. So this bracelet, I just need to tie it up now. Cut it and tie it off. Okay. So my string is still attached to this. I don't take it off until I'm ready to tie. And I got an idea. Okay. Because I have such a hard time seeing this when I'm trying to tie my strands. I thought about, what if I put these little clips on the end? Because I have 2 things against me, my hands and my vision. And so I hadn't used this yet. This is the first time I'm trying this out. So I don't know how well that's going to work. But I want to leave enough to be able to work with it. You know, have some string there to work with. So some people may be able to cut theirs a little shorter, but I'm really just trying to not set myself up for failure. Set it up to have enough string to work with. Okay, let me see if I can find the end of the string. It's here. It's here somewhere. Okay. Alright, so now I'm going to try to tie these together, and hopefully these little clips are gonna help me be able to see what I'm doing. That's my hopes anyway. Now normally when I get to this point, I need something to just kind of sit on it to hold it down, and that might work. Sometimes I was sticking it up under the edge of this, and that works too, but alright. Oh, I think this might help me actually, y'all. Thank goodness. I looked on Amazon and was trying to find something on there, but what I saw on there didn't really look like it was what I was wanting. It looked like it was something to help tighten your string, and that's not really what I want, because I can tie it tight. I can tie a good tight knot in it. It's just the trying to tie it. I think this is helping me. Yes, I think I got it. And they probably make something out there, but I wasn't sure what I was looking at. I think it was just to help make it tight. And then, anyway, I was cleaning out a drawer, and I come across a bag of these clips that I use sometimes when I'm putting 2 panels of amigurumis, two panels of a plushie together or something. I can't hold on to it. And so I was like, oh, I wonder if I put that on the end of the string. And I'm using the Stretch Magic string. This is the 0.5 millimeter, and that's the smallest one I have. So that's why I'm using that one on these clay beads and those little polymers over there. So I've tied this multiple times, and I feel like it's probably good now. So I'm just going to take this and clip it, but not right at the knot. And then someone asked me about what about the knot? How do I hide the knot? It kind of just naturally hides itself. But that's one of the reasons why I don't put the frog's face on first or last, because I want it just up in there. But that knot kind of just goes up in there and it disappears. It really just disappears. So there we have the little froggy face. I'm not sure how well you can see that, but I'm going to try to make a couple more frog face ones since I've got those colors going. Alright, I got my needle strung up, and I'm just sticking it in there and swirling it around. Oh, I picked up a good bit. Oh, and then I flung them off. Oh, that just happens. Sometimes it happens a lot. And when I'm taking that needle out, it catches on this right here, and I forget about that. So I need to be careful with that. Okay. And I have this threaded over here, like it's doubled really, because I have it the string way down so it won't come unthreaded. Alright. That's not picking up as many this time, but my needle keeps popping up to say hello. I don't have good control over it, but it's still fun. Even if I have to redo it, it's still fun. And yeah, I do struggle. Someone said that they was afraid that I was struggling with crocheting and that I was going to struggle more so doing the beads, but I struggle with everything I do. I mean, there's nothing that I can say is, very simple or easy for me to do. And I'm used to that. I'm used to struggling. But sometimes it does get frustrating when you just struggle. Sometimes you need to do things that are a little bit easy for you. But just like, okay, this is an example. If you were teaching a kid to read, and maybe they needed to up their reading skills, and so you wouldn't start out with a book with all new words. You want to start out with, a book that they can read, that they know the words to, or very easy to learn. You don't want to just do hard books all the time. Sometimes you want to give them easy books. That way, it's not just a struggle all the time. And, because that does get frustrating. When I'm going to put a white bead on here real quick, because it picked up a green, and his little face is green, and so I just want his little face to stand out. And I feel like green right beside him, his little face wouldn't stand out as much. I don't know. These are just giving me a little issue here. Yeah. Okay, what do I got going? Let me pick up some more. I hope you can see well enough. I'm trying to hold my hands where, they're not completely in the way, so you can get an idea of what's happening here. What's happening? I might need to get a few more. I might need to add some beads, but I was really hoping to get several froggy beads made with just these colors. And I got 3 out, but I was really thinking I could get another one out and do 4 frog beads out of just these colors before I add some other colors in with it. All that, and I got 3 beads. You never know. It is a learning curve, trying to learn to use this spinner. And sometimes you have to just get it in the very right spot, and I don't know what that is. I know the needle's got to be down and not touching the bottom. And so sometimes it's just luck, okay? It's totally just luck sometimes that they get on there. Sometimes they'll run up on it really fast, a lot of them, and sometimes you pick up 2. It's not as easy as it looks, this is easy to sit here and do this, but I'm talking about getting the beads up there on the needle. I saw some videos where they make it look so easy. I think it's a lot of editing on those videos. I do. I think it's a lot of editing, yeah. I don't think that's enough, but I'm just going to measure because I want to keep it kind of low. Oh, there it is down there. I can get just a few more beads on here and I'll be done with that. So I'm going to make some bracelets and then I'm going to check in with you guys and let you see what I got going on. And if I add some colors, I'll show you that. So I've just been working away and making bracelets, and I ended up making, let's see, these are all frog bracelets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 and 7. I didn't know I had 7. I thought I was going to have 6. Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I made 7 frog bracelets. Wow. I did not expect to make that many, but I did. And so I was just trying to use up all this coloring here. The blue, the aqua, the white, and the hunter green, and then the green frogs. So I used those up and they turned out really good. I have a little bit left in here, but I'm just going to add another color and keep going. And so I think I'm going to add purple in. And then if I add purple, I could do, I could also do the blue because I'm still going to have some blue in there. And I'm not one that thinks things have to really matchy match, but I just think that, you know, they would go good together and kind of coordinate. So, and there's a blue. Any of these could kind of go with that. There's a little green mushroom. And any of this could go also. Oh, and there's a purple flower. So I'm going to kind of go with that right there. And I'm going to add some purple. And maybe like a lime green. Let's see what I got. Okay. Do I have any purple in any of the others? Let me see. Just checking it out to see what colors, what other colors I have over here that could be added. Here's some purple in here. So let me see. You know what? I'm gonna add this purple that I don't really care for that much. It's kind of a pinky purple like. I'm gonna throw some of that in there. Well, I'll tell you what, my friend Kim would call that Barney color. That's Barney purple. So I'm just gonna throw some Barney in there. And this way it just kind of mixes in other colors. You kind of still use what you had, but it'll be less of the colors before, and eventually they'll get used up and it'll just kind of change. It'll change colors all the way around. So I'm just adding some more. I'm gonna get, throw in a lot of this Barney purple. I can throw in some more white. I think this color would mix in well as with all the things over there. It'd just end up being less and less of the color. Alright, so let me see. I still got a good bit of Barney purple left in here. I found me a show to watch on Prime. It's called Playdate. The trailer of it looked kind of interesting and action. I like action movies. So I guess it's about a stepdad taking his stepson to the park, and they meet another guy and his son, and they decide to have a play date. And that's as far as I've gotten, but the trailer looks like it gets pretty interesting after this, so I'll see. It's not for everyone. Like, you have to really like action movies for some of these type movies that I do enjoy. Alright, so I have that Barney purple in there. We're just going to try to use some of that up. I could throw in some gray. Throw in a little gray here and there, and a pinch of that, and a pinch of this. And then I'm going to add like some, I think maybe a lime green. And remember, we'll still have a little bit of turquoise and white and the hunter green. There's still a little bit of that left in there, but it'll all blend up together and it'll be cool. Whew, okay, that's good enough gray for now. I can add more of that as I need to. And let's see, what green do I want to use? I got that that hunter green in there, so now I'm going to go for this bright green. I think that will look good with the Barney purple and the gray and the colors that's already in there. What do you guys think? It'll come out. It'll turn out all right. I'll tell you what, this part right here kind of makes my top of my shoulder hurt. It's this pinching in here and then putting them in there. I don't know. I sat here and made bead bracelets and felt okay. It's this part right here that is strenuous on me. Putting a strain on me. And I wish the spoon would fit down in there, but it doesn't. And I don't have anything smaller really to use that's going to scoop up. Because it's not, I couldn't use anything like, I don't have anything that would fit down in here. I might add in some more of that gray. Whew. Now that I think about it, some more gray might need to be in that. Okay, let's give that a swirl and see what we get. What kind of mixture are we playing with here? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and add some more gray in. Alright, so I've got this packed, and it may be too full, so I'm going to have to go kind of slow. It may be too full, but the beads are getting up on the on the needle. I'm going to kind of be careful to hold those on there. So we got purple, gray, lime green, still a little bit of the turquoise, white, and hunter green. But each color will slowly fade out. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and put on my polymer bead, and I think I'm going to put this dog paw, a purple. It's a dog paw right here. So I think I'll just slip that on. I'm giving each bead just one polymer clay decoration bead. Alright, and then I'm just going to keep going until I get it about 6.5 inches, something like that. And the trick is, I don't know. The trick is you need to have enough beads in this, and I have a lot, so it is doing pretty well. And you got to have this under the beads. But a lot of times when I'm spinning, it's twirling this in my hand. I'm trying to hold it in a way that it won't let it twirl, but a lot of times it wants to just twirl in my finger. And it makes it hard for me to hold it, but I'm trying to figure out ways to, hold it and not do that. And it just takes practice. Like, I don't know what the technique is, but sometimes it happens and sometimes it don't. But it's fun watching them go up on there. Even if sometimes I only get 2 on there, it still is fun. So tell me what you guys are up to today and what are you working on? What's keeping you busy, friends? Do you have a craft project you're working on, or are you doing are you adulting today? I adulted yesterday. So I'm trying to just relax and enjoy beading today, because I don't need to adult every day. Just one day a week is good. No, there's just some days, you gotta decide to do all the necessary things, or at least the most important of the necessary things, like, clean the bathroom and stuff like that. This one might be about long enough, so I'm gonna measure it real quick. I'm trying to do these about 6.5 kid size, and I'll just put it that way. I did mark up to 7.5 inches on this, and so I just kind of put these in, and yeah, it's a little over 6, so that's good. And again, I just find my, whichever one's the end. And I think it's going to be this one. I don't know, maybe not. Somewhere or another, a end is going to come out, and it's right here. And putting these clips on here is working out really good for me. When I was making all those, this made it so much easier to tie off. And then I'm just running, I'm just running my beads down, but then making sure I leave enough string to work with, because it's horrible if you cut your string too short and you can't tie it and all that. So just trying to play fairness on each side, giving enough string to work with. I don't know why I always try to do that. This is the easiest way for me to do it. Well, not that. I'm trying to find that end, and I'm trying. Wow. Okay, I got it. Just part of the struggle. It's okay. Alright, and so I can usually tie it and get that first loop going, but then I need to set it under something a little bit heavy so I can continue to tie that in knots. And so this makes it a little easier for me. And then I can just tie it and stretch it and make sure it is, you know, tying up tight. Oh, and I broke it. I think it came out. Oh, man. Well, that is the down part of the string, because I did that. It's okay. I wish that all that was on the string, but it's not. The string came out. So I'm just going to dump them back in and redo it. But guess what? It's fun to do, so it doesn't matter. I get to have fun all over again. I think I might have dropped a few because some went flying, but that's okay. Yeah, I gotta remember that when I'm pulling it tight and tying it, it could come out of this. Very well could happen, so I'll have to remember that. And then I have my dog paw that I can put back on here in a moment. But anyway, I'm gonna remake it. You get the idea of what I'm doing. And so I'm gonna watch my movie and just make up a bunch of beads, and I'll check back and let y'all know how it's going. Uh-oh. Alright, I'll check back in with you guys. Friends, I have just been making bracelets like crazy. I'm going to make this one, and then I'm going to show y'all what all the ones I have made. I've just been making bracelets. I was watching a show, and then I talked on the phone and made bracelets the whole time I was on the phone. And I've just been having a good time making my bracelets. So I made a bunch of them. I'm like over 20, okay? And I have discovered the best tip for using this bead spinner is having a lot of beads in it. It really needs a lot of beads for it to just pick up correctly. Right when I put all these in there, when I did these bracelets, the beads just ran up this needle. They just ran up that needle so fast. So it really does help having a lot of beads. But I think if it's too full, the beads might fly out of it. But when it gets low, I mean, you can see how that just grew on there pretty quick. Right? I mean, that is going so much faster. And I'm putting little unicorn heads on these bracelets. And so I'm just gonna run some more up on this needle. Right now the needle is kind of trying to turn on me. But you see I'm picking up a lot more than I have in the past. I think, and I've got 4 colors in here right now. Pink, turquoise, purple, and some white. I could add a few more white and it would probably make it go fast again. And I'm trying to make these bracelets about 6.5, so I'm just lay it right here to measure that, and it could go just a little bit more. Not a whole row, but just a few more. So let me just see. And now none of them's going on it because I'm not holding it down in there correctly. And trying to keep my string from going off over here. Okay, that's probably about enough. Well, maybe just a little bit more. Let me see. Yeah. Let me just measure that. Oh, now I got too much. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, though. I could take a few off. All right. Well. All right. And I'm putting these clippies on it. They do help, but you can't pull real tight holding the clippy. You gotta be holding the string. Wait, something's right there. Let me see. Okay. Alright, now I just need to run this beads down closer to that. But not all the way. Alright. Well, that didn't tie right. Okay, let me see. Now, I'm going to pull that tight. And I'm going to set this little bowl on here, and I'm going to tie it a few more times. That does help me get that through there. Okay, let me see. Okay. And now I feel like I can cut it, and it's tied pretty well. I don't think that's going anywhere. Okay. So I don't know how well you can see the little bracelet, the little bead there, but let me show you what all bracelets I have made tonight. While I just been sitting here watching a show, and then after that I chatted with my friend Kim. Okay, so I have 3 of the unicorn bracelets. One of them, they're 3 different sizes too, so I tried to keep in mind that, not everybody's the same size. Alright, let me see. Now, these I had previously made, these right here, but I do have those. Okay. Now, let's see. Okay, the frog bracelets is what I'm trying to pull up now. I think all these are frogs. So, let me zoom down so you can see better. Okay. So here's the frog bracelets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 frog bracelets of different sizes. 3 unicorns. And then I have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 of these bracelets, and these have different things like a mushroom, a flower, a little teddy bear, a circle, another one, a paw print, another mushroom, and a paw print. So, different things. And then I also did 4 smiley faces. So I did 4 of them in yellow and black. I thought kids would probably like those. So I have a good bit of bracelets already, but I am going to make some more. I'm going to use this up, what I have in this bowl, and make some more of the unicorn ones, and then also probably make a couple of these heart ones. So I'll probably make a couple heart ones next, since I have 3 unicorns. Anyway, that's how it's going, and I'm happy with what I have made. It's been going very well, and it is getting easier, and I'm getting more used to using the spinning bead bowl. So I have a good bit of bracelets to take, and I'm gonna mark these bracelets $3. So this is my $3 bracelets. Yeah, fun. So I'm just gonna make some more, and I'll check back in with you guys, and I'll let you know how many I get made in all before I close out the video. But I think I've been doing pretty good. Sometimes I'll take the spoon and, stir that around. I think I'm going to add some more white to that, though. I just feel like it could use a little white in there. So, yeah. Okay, I added some more white to this and filled it up a little bit more. And I just want to show you guys how when you have a lot in it, it does run up on the needle a lot better. So that's one trick I have found, is that you need it kind of full. But after you get to making a few bracelets, it's going to go down and it gets a little harder. So I'm just going to run this needle around. And just put these through. Let's see. And you got to hold your needle where it's in the beads. That's one thing. It's got to be down, but not really touching the bottom. So it is a little bit of a trick to it. You just have to find that sweet spot. Alright. I'm going to go ahead and put my little special bead on there, if I can find it. I was doing a few unicorn heads. I guess I did the 3 that was out. So I'm going to go ahead and just stick on one of these little rainbow heart beads. I'll just stick that on. Okay. Well. Alright. So we have the rainbow heart bead. And then I'll just stick some more on here. Okay, so I do want to tell this, spoiler alert. I am going to be demonstrating an electric bead spinner very soon. So I just want to throw that out there in case anybody's thinking of getting a bead spinner. You might want to just wait and let me demonstrate the electric one, and then you can decide which one you want if you was interested in getting a bead spinner. I know some people have mentioned that, and I went ahead and ordered a electric one to see if it would work better for this, for me. But, and then I'll have to, you know, give a review of which one I actually think is the best. But the trick is you got to have a lot in there. And so when you start running down in your color, you either need to add more or take those out and do a different bracelet. You know, put more beads in there. You see, I went like 8 inches here. That is not what I wanted to do. Let me see. I need to cut off about from those whites down. Okay, so let me get my my string out. Oh, I should back up because I'm like right up in your face stabbing you with my needle in the eye, right? Okay. Now I'm going to take off about that much right there. I'll try to get that in there. Yeah. Okay. But I have been having so much fun making these bracelets that I'm going to make see how many more I can make with that before it starts, you know, not really getting up on the needle. When the beads stop getting up on the needle, it stops being fun. But as long as you can keep it full, and I could add another color, or I could take those out, dump them, and start, you know, new colors. Okay, now let me see. This is just the worst part of it right here for me, is trying to tie it. That is the worst part of it. But I get it done. It just takes a little work, and sometimes it gets a little bit frustrating. But I'm trying to figure out ways to make that easier, and these clips seem to be the solution for me. There might be something else I could use, but these clips seem to be working to an extent. And I just kind of double tie that several times because I like to know that it is tied. I don't want to take chances. So there we have it, a little heart bracelet. And then I have my little ends on here, so I just pull that out and put it in the garbage can right here beside me. And there we go. And I'm ready to make another one. So I'm filling up my bead spinner again. I put red beads in, and now I'm putting some orange. So red and orange, and I'm going to mix yellow with that. So I think that'll be a good combination. I'm just trying to pick colors that are appealing to children. You know, red and yellow and orange. Hey, that's, you know, red and yellow is McDonald's colors. Throw in some orange and you got Burger King. So I'm just, you know, putting in colors that would be appealing to children. because these are definitely geared towards kids. Every now and then a random one just a fall in there, like a pink just fell in, but it's okay. I'm gonna leave it. It's not that big a deal. But the hardest part is getting them out of this. I will not use this again I will take these little dividers out, because that is very hard to get all these out. And I tried using the little teaspoon, a little spoon, and it needs more room to actually scoop some up. It's not enough room to actually even scoop in there. Now, where's the yellow I was going to use? This one. Alright, I'm still going to use some more yellow, but I got to turn it around a little bit so I'm not reaching so far. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me today and making these beads, these beaded bracelets. I'm going to try to get those up there tomorrow. That is my goal, is to go deliver these tomorrow. I have a few other places I need to go, and hopefully I can get those things done. If you guys remember me saying I had a hoodie that I had ordered, and so I ordered that, and I did order it larger than I needed, because I figured it runs small, and it came in. It is way too small. I can get it on, but to go around my bust is like just smushing. So it's about, I would say it runs about 2 sizes too small, honestly, or smaller than, what the tag says. And so I was so disappointed in that. And that's that capybara hoodie that my son Elijah had, talked me into ordering. He's real good at that. And so I was disappointed that it doesn't fit. So I need to return it to the UPS store, the UPS, to return it to Amazon. It is so easy to return things that way. You just go on there and click, that you need to return it, and it lets you pick the location that you're going to take it to, and you don't even have to box it up or bag it or anything. You just take it. They automatically bag it, and all that. They scan your phone for the barcode or whatever, CRP code or something. They scan that, and then you're refunded shortly, either that same day or the next day. So it's really easy to return something that might not fit, or maybe, it wasn't what you really thought it was going to be. I returned that big Sully, and it was super easy to return. Okay. So I'm going to make up a few of these bracelets, and I picked out some things over here that would go with this, and I already had a few things laying there that would go also. Anything practically would go. It doesn't have to be a certain thing, really. Yeah, I got it. Got that on the first try. Wow. Look at me go. All right. Yeah, I like that red, yellow, and orange. If I would put one more color in, it would fill it up a bit more. And make it that much more easier. But those little sections that I have with these beads, that is one strand of these clay beads that I had gotten off of Amazon. Let's see, what am I going to put on here? I have this yellow circle with a red star in the middle. How well you can see that. It's just a yellow circle with a little red star. So that would be cute on that. And like I said, I always get some beads going and then add my little focal bead so that it's not at the beginning or the end, so I'm not tying a knot right next to it. Oops. Okay. Well, I gotta get that needle down in there and curved, and sometimes it spins. When I have it in my hand and have it down there, it'll spin, and the needle will be facing the other direction, so it can't pick up any beads. And this I feel like could be for boy or girl. There's a few of them over there that probably, girls would go for more than a boy would. But then some of them I tried to make where it would be, either or. I'm going to put just a few more on here to get that just a tiny bit bigger. It's at 6 inches. And I'm just going to put a little more so it might be closer to 6.5. Alright, well, I only got 2 that time, but it's just done. Alright. And then I just have to figure out which one's my tail and which one is pulling on the strand, the roll of string. Okay. This is the boring part, so I'm going to pause it and come back when I'm doing more beads. Okay, here's the first finished red, yellow, and orange one with the little star on the circle. And so that's cute. I can see a girl or a boy going for that just because of the colors, It's McDonald's and Burger King since I added the orange. So, yeah, you never know. So I'm going to try to do a few more, ever how many I can get until it gets kind of hard to get them up on this needle. See, like those went up really fast. You have to have that needle turn the right direction and not let the beads turn it, because that's what happens to me a lot. Then the beads will turn my needle the opposite way and I can't pick any up. Alright, let's see what bead we're going to put on here. Oh, it's a dog paw. It's a red bead with a yellow dog paw. So that would be cute. I say dog paw. It could be a cat paw or something. It's just a paw print. Okay. Gotta try to hold that so it doesn't turn. Let's see, that's going up pretty good. And then I want to be very careful not to fling them off like I'm known to do. Like that might be just as much fun as making the bracelets as flinging them all off. Not really. Not really at all, but sometimes I must think that as much as I do it. It's not really a kink in it, it's just the way the line come back around and was trying to twist around some beads, you know. But I got it out. Let me just see what number I'm at. I put this here and I rewrote some numbers really big there so I could just at a glance, yep, that's big enough. And Tony jumped over so he could get a look. It's not your time, Tony. So they make up pretty fast and pretty easy. These would be great to give out at like birthday party favors or, you know, things to put in Christmas stockings or for a classroom. And I've had a lot of fun making them. And like I said, I'm just charging $3 for these. For my pony beads, I am going to charge like $5 a bracelet. But for these right here, I can't see charging more than about $3 is what I'm going to put on them. And hopefully I have a few sales there at the soda shop. Oh, I thought I was getting my... There. Hopefully I'll have a few sales. I'm anxious to go and find out what did sell. Because she said I had some money. And so I don't really know what sold. Alright, I'm going to tie this and I'll come back. Okay, so I went from the yellow, orange, and red, and I added in this periwinkle color, kind of a purplish blue periwinkle, and so that's what those bracelets look like. So I'm going to do up a few of those. This one has a little octopus on there, and then this one is a little red unicorn head. I'm not even sure. It's a little unicorn head. So that's what adding some periwinkle color in there done to that. So that's what I'm just doing. And making up more bracelets. I'll back up a little because I don't want to poke you in the eye with this needle. But it's going good. It's going easy. I mean, you see how many I've made over there. Like, I have a bunch of bracelets over there. throw something on here. Here's a little ladybug. Could go on this. And then add some more beads. It's kind of getting low in the bowl here, and so it makes it a little bit harder to get them to go up on the needle. When it gets a little low like that. But I'd have to add another color in. And I wanted to use up a little more of this before I added another color. And I don't even know what color I would add to it to kind of lighten it back up. So I'd have to think about that for a little bit. In the end, I might could take all the colors that I've used and just mix all of them together. And make a couple bracelets. And after I get some on here and it looks like I have something going, I just kind of lay it over here to measure. And it needs a little bit more. It's not quite 6 inches. So I'm doing these about 6 to 6.5. Yeah, I'm not even picking up any beads now because it's gotten so low. I got 2. That's a lot of effort, a lot of spinning to get 2. So anyway, I'm just going to finish this one off and then decide what I'm going to do about adding more beads or changing out to another color or something like that. But really, I have enough bracelets. I really should just stop and take what I've got up there and see how that does. And in the meantime, I can be making some more that either I could take up there or, you know, whatever else I'm going to do. Because I'm looking for another venue to do bracelets and beaded pins and bag charms and all that kind of stuff. I'm also looking for another venue for that. So, not sure exactly what I'm going to do. I'm just kind of keeping my eye out for an opportunity. But let me tie this one up, and then I think we'll just count and see how many I got. And call it a day. But I've had so much fun making these. It is fun. And then if you just put on a movie or something to watch or have a friend to talk to on the phone, it goes by really fast. And I just sit there and make beads and make bracelets, you know, and the time passes quick, and before I know it, I have a whole stack of bracelets. Okay. And, you know, the tying part is the hardest for me. Sometimes I struggle horribly, and sometimes I'm able to get it pretty good. So I just can't never tell how it's going to go. But sometimes it is quite a struggle, and then sometimes it just goes beautifully. And then I'm going to count them out and see how many I'm going to take up there. Okay. I think think this is good. Let me go ahead and unclip these and throw these little strings away before they end up on the floor or something. I don't want my cats to get them. Alright, and I'm going to trim off whatever is poking out. Okay, so I only made 3 of that color. So we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. Wow. 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. All right, that's good. And you know, people do have birthday parties at this place, so if they wanted, you know, to purchase these for birthday favors and stuff like that, they're at a cheap enough price. $3 is a cheap enough price that they could purchase them for party favors, or maybe the people coming to the birthday parties didn't get to pick up a gift yet, and they'll browse those little shelves and pick up some gifts. So I think they have potential to sell. We'll just have to hang out, you know, a little longer and see how they do. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with me while I was making beads, and just checking back in with you and letting you see my progress as I went through the day. And I hope you are all having a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day to enjoy your craft of choice. And I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, friends.